Hello, security pros. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on today's ESA webinar, the Innovative Protege Unified Access and Intrusion Platform. ICT is a global provider of unified access control and intrusion solutions. With R&D and manufacturing based in Auckland, New Zealand, ICT products can be found in more than 50 countries. The Unified Protege Access Control, Intrusion, and Building Automation platform provides a single interface for management and reporting, whether a single site or a multinational enterprise installation. Learn more about how ICT products can range and secure more business in this webinar. I'm Riley Hogendorn, and I'll be facilitating our discussion today. Before we dive in with John King, our specialist today, I'd like to provide some tips for those of you joining us on your first ESX webinar. First of all, welcome. ESA, or the Electronic Security Association, is the largest and longest standing association serving the pro-installed electronic security and life safety industry, who also owns ESX, Electronic Security Expo. Our members are integrators, dealers, monitoring centers, and even manufacturers and service providers in the space. We are the voice of electronic security and life safety. If your company is a member of the association, thank you. We hope you're taking advantage of your ESA benefits to leverage growth and connections for your team. If your company is not yet an ESA member, check us out. You'd be surprised at the power of membership. Get a feel for all of the ESA benefits, including savings on business insurance, training, sales, team coaching, certifications that satisfy state licensing, and more at esaweb.org. All attendees will be muted for the duration of the session, but that does not mean we don't want to hear from you. If a question or comment comes to mind at any point during today's session, click the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen, and we'll send them to our expert today. There's no need to save those questions until the end of today's presentation. If something pops up, go ahead and ask, and we'll ensure we have time to address your questions. We'll also be recording today's webinar, so you can rewatch the on-demand session and share it with your colleagues. We at ESA realize your time is valuable, and we appreciate you spending some of that time with us today. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our panelists today. With more than almost 20 years of experience, John King is ICT's Director of Sales, Sales US, offers a wealth of knowledge and practical insight. John has done it all: installation, service, sales, and management. As a US Air Force veteran, he's always mission-focused, working to develop the business across the United States and South America while managing the wider sales team. Okay, John, let's dive in.
All right, thanks for the intro there. And welcome everybody. So we'll drive right into ICT, which stands for Integrated Control Technology. For those of you, let's see here, I can just change my screen here. There we go. There is my contact information for everybody. If you do want to write that down, again, we'll send that out here once we're done as well too. But a little bit about ICT. We've been in business since 2003. We are a wholly owned organization. Riley kind of covered it, right? We manufacture all of our own stuff and all of our own security equipment in Auckland, New Zealand, which is where our world headquarters is located. Because we manufacture, we make it, this allows us to test everything that comes off the production line, and we pride ourselves on zero out-of-the-box failures. We also have a very large R&D presence, so about 35% of our entire company in New Zealand is dedicated to R&D. So just allows us to spin up feature requests, integrations, and so on. As far as the US market is concerned, we are based in Denver, Colorado. We have our full stock solution there. All of our technical support is also there for the US market. Really the same story in Toronto and Melbourne, Australia. Now, the million-dollar question here is, why would anybody want to sell ICT, right? And for me, coming from the integrator background, is a lot of integrators maybe have a few different products that service their entry-level needs, that also service their enterprise-level needs. At ICT, we do it all from 2 doors all the way to an unlimited fashion. So it just allows for an integrator to standardize on a solution that they can offer to their end users and have easy training and so on and so forth. As far as our products are concerned, we're in the access control space. So you probably guessed it, we make card readers. On your screen here, these are all of our card reader styles. We do have 125 kilohertz, 13.56 MyFair, DesFire. We do have our own Bluetooth credential and so on. The different sizes there, you have your single gang, your mullion, and your mini mullion. We do have keypad, no keypad, and they can go outside. They are all IP65 rated. All of the LEDs on the readers are tricolor LEDs. So it just allows you to visually show what may be going on behind the secure door, or having some customization piece and displaying any color that you do want. Our readers have two different pigtails on the back. One that does weekend, the other one is 485. Our readers also are fully OSDP compliant. You can use our readers on any one system if you do need to. Right, so the first product set that we have is Protege WX, and this is our entry-level solution. Not only are we access control, but we are unified intrusion detection. So WX is that entry-level solution. It's browser-based, appliance-based. Everything resides on the physical controller itself. So I'm logging into there to make changes, to add access levels, to control my alarm system. Everything is all on the main controller. Right? Everything on there is a browser-based solution. So I should say it's all wizard-driven, right? You can actually go on YouTube and type in Protege WX challenge and see people programming the system in just a few short minutes. Here are the maximums of what WX can achieve. So as you can see there, it does quite a bit for what we call an entry-level solution: 128 doors, over 500 intrusion zones, 500 outputs. It does do elevator control and many, many more things. WX does come with a free mobile app as well. This will allow you to control your alarm. I can open up doors, view events, and all that through the mobile app. Here's a picture of what WX looks like today. Again, just a browser-based solution. It does work on any Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Chrome, Edge, IE, all of those sort of browsers that WX will work on. How it all goes together, we start with 2 doors of access control, and then the controller has 8 inputs for intrusion detection. We do expand via RS-485 out of the main controller to our 2-door reader expander. And that's what they look like right there. Again, everything is all wired 45 back to the main controller, and that's where you're doing all your programming. As you can see, we do have a bunch of different expansion units to fit whatever need that you may run into, or any project that maybe you need a lot of inputs or a lot of doors and so on. You can mix and match these all together. Fairly new for us over the last, I would say, about 18 months, we've actually decided to do our pre-wired kits. And essentially in Denver, we build all of our pre-wired kits. So again, it's very easy for the integrator to, for you guys to pick what part number you need. So that kit-WX-2D, that's going to come with the WX controller, the power supply to control your doors. It's also going to come with an enclosure. And then these 2 part numbers include 2 or 4 MyFair readers. Again, 1 part number, and all that stuff comes together. So it's easy to engineer. And because we pre-wire it, it actually saves about 20 to 30% labor time on the technicians. All right, we do expand with our power supply to 8 doors. Our power supply is a 12-volt power supply. For those of you that do need 12 or 24 volts, we do partner with Life Safety Power, and then we get a bigger enclosure, and this allows us to expand all the way to 24 doors in 1 enclosure. Again, this is all pre-wired. It'll show up, we put this on the wall, we wire in our readers, any periphery devices that I need. Other than that, everything has been done for you. We do have expansion kits within WX as well. These do not have a controller. These will go next to to the main WX kit there, and they wired in via 485. We've also partnered with Salus, which is a different integration lock of Salto, and we can offer you a pre-programmed wire-free kit that will expand all the way up to 16 doors. Those of you that know wireless locks, it's just going to allow you to bring access control to a different footprint. Maybe I can't get wired to the door and whatever, trying to make it easier. Right, and then lastly, on our kits, we do have our intrusion detection kits. Again, this is the same controller, does access control, does intrusion detection. These just have our alarm keypads on there, so easy to do your alarms. And if I want to add access control at a later date, I can certainly do that. We do have a 4G LTE communicator as well. Excuse me. And this allows you to connect to the central station. I can use this to program my WX. And like I said, send alarms. We do send alarms via the controller, what's called Armor IP, and that is 256-bit AES level encrypted communication from the controller to the central station. It operates via the cell communicator as well. As far as our alarm keypads, that's what those look like there. So again, this is going to allow you to arm and disarm your alarm system. There are a couple zones on the back of there. It does connect via RS-485 to the controller. So maybe picking up your door contact or your front motion. All right. A lot of people do ask, that's great, you have all your hardwired devices. How do we do wireless? So wireless motion, door locks, and so on. We do integrate directly to Innovonics. So that device there gets connected to our 485 network. And now we have the full complement of all of their wireless devices. All right. That pretty much does it for WX. Moving on to GX, that is our enterprise level solution. Unlike WX, GX is a server-based solution. It resides in a SQL environment and so on. This is our enterprise level solution. Right? When we developed GX, we took a look at a lot of the competitors out there, and really one common theme kept arising, that a lot of those systems are designed for the integrator and not actually for the end user. So what we did is actually specifically design GX for the end user. Right? It's 100% customizable. We understand every end user operates a little bit differently than the next, and to be able to give them that customization piece is very important. Here's an image of what GX can look like. I can put in floor plans, CAD, PDF, any images that I want to control my doors. I can bring in cameras. We have camera integrations and so on, which I'll cover in just a minute. But again, the customization piece on here is key, right? I can put anything on here that I want to give visual representation and so on to the end users. Here's just a couple different screenshots for you there. Right. As far as our video integration goes there, we can really tie video from any of our VMS partners and connect any event to a video event and then view that at a later date. All right, let's see here. Some event screens and so on and so forth. So pulling events for us very quickly is very important within the system. Within a matter of minutes, I can jump in there, see my events, and offload a printed file for that. Here's how GX goes together. It's really the same as WX, right? So we do offer kits for GX as well as WX. The GX controller has 2 doors of access control on the main controller, and again, 8 inputs for intrusion detection. All the expansion units are agnostic between WX and GX. Again, making it very easy to learn the system, to engineer it, and for the technicians to install it. As far as our integrations go with GX, here are our partners there that we support on the video side. Again, this is tagging events from the software into their system and viewing those at a later date. GX and WX now have integrations to these folks. Again, GX does the integration into Salto, SVN, Salus, and Aperio, all the 1 to 8 locks, and the Allegiant 80, 300, and 400. We talked about the Innovonics there with WX beforehand, but this is really how it works there. Now, GX does have an integration to these guys in their destination dispatch solutions. So this allows you to present a credential and go to an elevator and take you to your set floor without ever pressing a button. Pretty important for today's world. We do have some custom integration tools, things like SOAP, which allows you to really replicate what I can do with a mouse and a keyboard in our software in a web environment. We've got all our Active Directory information, data sync services, and so on. There are over 5,000 features in GX, so really can cover pretty much anything that you want to throw at it. Last two products that we do have is our intercoms. So the smaller guys on the left, those are your kind of VoIP and SIP rated devices. And this would go out, it would call your phone system, integrate with your PBX instead of having to do a master station. And then the bigger guys on the right there, those are our touchscreen tele-entry solutions. These are perfect for multifamily units. It has a full directory of 10,000 users. I can search through there. I can see who's at the door and actually let them in via my cell phone. Here's an image of what they look like in the real world. And then we do offer in the multifamily space wireless transmitters. These allow you to open up your gates. There is an integrated credential on the back as well. So I can present that to the reader and have access to my facility. And we did talk about the mobile solution. The mobile app is available for WX for GX as well. And again, it allows you to alarm your system. I can control my doors. And, yeah, again, the mobile app is completely free. And just with that, I am done.
Great. Thank you so much. So for all attending, now's the time to submit any questions you have not yet submitted, so John Keene can answer them. We do have some questions here. First question, John, how do I get trained or certified on ICT products?
So in WX, we have free online training for people that want to do that. And then as far as GX is concerned, we do have a certification process. There is a fee for that. Then ICT, we take care of your flights, your hotels. We bring you out to Denver and you go through a 16-hour class.
Perfect. And our second question is, do you use distributors or do you sell direct? Where would I find your products?
We sell through Accutech through distribution, Gray Bars, another one. There are a lot of regional distributors throughout the country that we go through, but yeah, primarily most of our businesses is funneled through distribution.
Great, thank you. And one more question. What is the onboarding process like for a new customer?
So typically what happens is we would invite a new customer to our website, which allows them to have the access to the WX training, all of our marketing materials, all of our data sheets, and so on. And then from there, they would go through WX training. And if and when they wanted to get certified on GX, then that is the second process. But it's pretty simple. We just talked to our RSM or one of our manufacturer's rep terms, and we can get anyone set up on the website and start the training process so you know what you're doing.
Perfect. And then looks like we have another question. What is your largest deployment?
Largest deployment that we do have is the hospital system in North Carolina. It's over 3,000 doors and 25,000 users.
Wow, sounds great. So I want to invite, again, any attendees that have questions, write them down real quick. But it looks like that's the end of our Q&A session. I just want to thank everyone who's attended today for this live webinar. And again, this webinar has been recorded, so you can watch it later and share it with your colleagues. Thank you so much, John, for this session.
Awesome, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see everyone next time.